Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Guit and I am the Identity and Access Management Lead for Candatis. Now, all industries are investigating how to use the scope of digital innovations to drive efficiency, transform operations and diversify revenue. So in this short presentation, I will be discussing what is digital identity, why cybersecurity must start with digital identity, and how organisations can enhance their operational efficiency with verifiable credentials. So what is digital identity? Well, in the context of business, digital identity refers to the electronic profile and credentials that establish the online presence and legitimacy of an organisation or entity. It encompasses crucial information such as company details, authentication methods and permissions, which enable secure access to digital systems, networks and transactions. Digital identity radically empowers businesses to operate efficiently in the digital landscape, foster customer trust, and maintain data privacy, whilst also playing a pivotal role in facilitating seamless interactions, personalised experiences, and robust cybersecurity measures. Now, digital identities are already crucial for a wide range of online activities such as logging into websites, making online transactions, accessing personal accounts, and interacting on social media. However, the management of digital identities also raises important concerns about the security, the privacy, and consent. Unauthorized access to or misuse of digital identities can lead to identity theft, fraud, and many other cybercrimes. The digital world is accelerating, and elements of our identity are already required to access and authorize the use of services in every facet of our lives. Now, traditionally, these services will each collect and store data about us, and our personal data is replicated across services in data silos which are susceptible to attack with minimal transparency and privacy controls. To validate or use data, tight technology connections are required between organisations with customised validation processes to ensure the quality and the accuracy of the data being exchanged. And the result of this is a complex web of interconnected systems holding large amounts of duplicated personal data that is expensive to hold, difficult to validate, and leaves individuals with little transparency about how their data is being used and processed. And from a business perspective, in today's world, organisations are struggling with their ability to respond to the rapidly evolving digital ecosystem with constrained budgets. Users are demanding better experiences within a framework of greater administrative control whilst maintaining or improving upon security. And this is difficult, especially within regulated industries. At the last oil and gas conference I attended, one common theme became apparent was the need for a stronger digital identity framework because it's already here and more is coming. Over the next few slides, I'll be discussing the emerging technologies we see, in particularly around revolutionary decentralized technologies such as verifiable credentials, which are designed to be interoperable across different systems and platforms. Therefore, they come with huge cost savings and benefits to businesses. I'll touch on a solution that solves questions such as why are there such lengthy delays in onboarding new staff? Why does it take so long to move staff between locations even when they've been onboarded? And why is it so difficult to share data across organizational boundaries? Then I will show you what it would look like when you replace an existing system and offer new solutions that improve upon your service. And that is what digital identity is. It's about answering the really tough business questions. It goes beyond just thinking about usernames and passwords to fundamental questions about business processes such as auditing, governance, health and safety, compliance, and cybersecurity. So let's look at identity as a key component of your digital transformation journey. What lies at the heart of all digital transformation is digital identity. And a cunning theme I have heard around digital transformation is to put people at the heart of everything. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you right back to the beginning. And the key component in everything you are trying to do digitally starts with identity. It has to be the identity of your people, because you need your highly skilled and qualified assets to be able to carry out their duties to full capacity whilst adhering to all regulatory standards. From onboarding, digital solutions will simplify and expedite the onboarding process for your highly valued and highly trained individuals. By utilising digital identities, organisations can automate not only the collection but the verification and the validation of essential worker information such as identification documents like a passport, qualifications, certifications, visas and permits, which streamline the onboarding process, reduces paperwork, eliminates manual errors, and accelerates the time it takes to bring workers on board. From a personal safety element, the industry involves high-risk operations including exploration, drilling, production and transportation. Digital identity systems allow for accurate identification and authentication of personnel, ensuring that only authorised individuals access restricted areas or perform hazardous tasks. Digital identities also enable secure and controlled access to your facility's assets and resources. By assigning unique digital identities to workers, organisations can enforce strong authentication mechanisms and ensure that only authorised individuals can access restricted areas, equipment and sensitive data. By having digital identities in place, you can verify and manage worker compliance and ensure that they too also adhere to regulatory compliance. As I mentioned before, the security, storing and managing of workers' credentials, certifications and permits will ensure that only appropriately qualified and certified individuals are assigned to specific tasks or projects. By effectively managing worker capabilities with job requirements, organisations can also optimise resource allocation, enhance productivity, and ensure that the right workers are assigned to the right tasks, whilst efficiently managing permissions, authorisations, and entitlements. This improves operational efficiency, reduces administrative overhead, and enables smooth collaboration across teams and departments, saving both time and money. Verifiable credentials help establish trust in digital interactions by providing a verifiable and auditable trail of the credential's origin, its issuance, and its verification. This transparency and auditability enhances trustworthiness and accountability in digital ecosystems and provides a simplified access route to key resources and systems. In the oil and gas industry, there are often collaborations and partnerships with suppliers and service providers. Well, digital identity solutions enable seamless integration and authentication of external workers within the organisation's identity framework, allowing organisations to extend their access to control measures, security standards to ensure that external workers adhere to the same compliance requirements as an internal employee. So overall, leveraging digital identity solutions for onboarding oil and gas workers, organisations can streamline process, enhance security, ensure regulatory compliance, optimise resource collaboration, and facilitate seamless collaboration with external partners. It enables a more efficient, secure, and compliant workforce management process, contributing to overall operational excellence. The three things I want you to take away from the previous slide was that digital identity through verifiable credentials provide organisations the ability to make dramatic improvements to number one, employee journeys within complex technology ecosystems by reducing the time it takes to onboard an employee. Number 2, data security, because data security, health and safety, and risk mitigation is far more secure because every credential is guaranteed and cross-checked. Number 3, data use transparency, because every use is auditable and traceable, which will enhance reporting capabilities, mitigate risk, and improve upon health and safety. So let's look at decentralized identity and why it places people at the heart of transactions. So we'll use a company called Exploritas, which is a made-up company, but it's based on what we see every day. So let's say it's a global offshore drilling company using a highly skilled subcontracted workforce from all over the world, and they need the ability to onboard and offboard team members regularly, maintain compliance, safety and training records, and protect their internal systems from bad actors. But doing this digitally has proved difficult, time-consuming and expensive. Exploritas have existing specialised systems that they don't necessarily need to replace, but they're concerned about the cost and the vulnerability of on-prem services. A possible solution here is the use of a digital staff passport. So these are technologies which are linked to existing identity and access management systems, expert data sources, and the latest identity proofing and biometric services to create digital verifiable credentials that employees can carry and share when required. Where possible, we can build these services in the cloud to take advantage of the security, the redundancy, and the availability that these platforms have to offer. We would always recommend Microsoft. And the Candatis Credential Gateway provides organizations with a platform that accelerates the implementation of distributed identity technologies within the enterprise and across all organizational boundaries. Now, all of this builds an ecosystem of trust because verifiable credentials help establish trust in digital interactions across a wide range of organizations. They also provide a verifiable and auditable trail of the credential's origin, its issuance, and its verification. Now, what I'm going to show you here is how this actually works with a staff passport. So here I'm going to show you a live customer success story. Sellafield has been nearly 80 years in the making. They are a pioneer for the UK nuclear industry. They support national defence, they generate electricity, and they develop the ability to manage nuclear waste safely. Sellafield is home to more than 200 nuclear facilities, and it has the most extensive inventory of untreated nuclear waste globally. Now, their mission is nationally important, from cleaning up the country's highest nuclear risks and hazards to safeguarding nuclear fuel, materials and waste. So our client's purpose is to keep Sellafield safe and secure. Now, Sellafield, in association with Digital Catapult, selected Candatis to conduct a 9-month field lab proof of value with a special interest in decentralized identity because they wanted to see if it was possible to use decentralized identity to create a nuclear staff passport. This would allow high-value, highly trained staff to move within Sellafield and its wider nuclear estate. Now, each of these sites has a degree of anonymity in terms of the processes and the technology that they can deploy. Sellafield and Digital Catapult were very interested to see how decentralized identity can be used to create verifiable credentials that were usable within Sellafield, but that could also be shared and used to create trust between different estate sites within the wider nuclear industry. So Candatis built a bespoke verifiable credentials nuclear staff passport platform for Sellafield over 3 configurations. The focus of the main objectives of the platform were to, number one, optimize staff onboarding and movement. They wanted to optimize staff onboarding and minimize the friction caused between staff moving between different nuclear sites. Now, the cost to onboard at Sellafield is thousands, if not tens of thousands of pounds per employee, and it takes anywhere from weeks to a couple of months to complete. So the optimization of this process in terms of getting people registered and making sure that they had the right clearances was a key consideration. Number two was secure credentials. By cryptographically securing verifiable credentials, we were able to help establish a trust framework which can be used between the 17 nuclear decommissioning authority sites and other organisations. So as you can see on screen, we have credentials that are held within the employee digital wallet. These were used for physical access. So the security guard on a gate can check, they can scan the credential, make sure it's the right person they claim to be, and this can be used for digital access as well. Now in the middle you can see a verifier where you can view the credentials that are being verified by the system, and they appear on screen to demonstrate who these people are as they arrive on site. Now within the nuclear industry, training is very important, just much like the oil and gas industry. And Sellafield has a training catalogue of thousands of training courses, and these are matched to roles that people perform within the plant. One of the main ones was SQUIP, which is suitably qualified and inexperienced person. So the system that we developed allows the employee or the contractor to hold the credential on their phone. This stores all identity, training and clearances. It can be validated either annually or as part of a quality review or on demand as users are about to perform an action. So before they even engage in an action, it can be checked anywhere on site. This is extremely important for risk mitigation. Now, this was a far more effective way. It was quicker, it was safer, and it provided better access to any role-based apps. So when an employee or a vendor is onboarded, they can have secure access to systems. And it also aided with self-service or onboarding or on-site IT requests. The end outcome of the proof of value successfully demonstrated how verifiable credentials can be used within the nuclear industry to improve and enhance existing processes and drive digitalisation. So on the previous slide, I showed you how decentralised identity expedited the onboarding process within the nuclear industry from months to minutes. Let's look at how it could work for offshore workers. So this is what the verification journey using cloud-based decentralised ledger technology would look like for the oil and gas industry. The BP website or computer terminal would present a QR code for the user to scan before they check in. Using their mobile phone and a digital wallet, such as Microsoft Authenticator, the user would scan the QR code and would then be requested to share the Bosiet credential. The credential is then sent to BP. BP receives the data and can verify that it was issued by Bosiet without a data connection to Bosiet using cloud-based decentralized ledger technology. So in conclusion, it really is a journey. Our experience is that identity can help organizations answer big challenges. Generally, the first stage is establishing an identity strategy, focusing on creating the right level of identity quality for an organization. This may include the provision of self-service, security policies such as multi-factor authentication and password complexity, and integration with existing expert systems. Once this is established, we generally find organizations' digital transformations accelerate and other significant benefits start to become possible, such as process efficiencies, new services, frictionless data exchange and access. But the basic message is identity transformation should be about solving the business need rather than the technologies. And this is where specialised consultancies like Candatis can help. We can guide you through the process, providing advice and expertise where necessary. We can also help you train your internal staff so that they are equipped to deal with identity challenges in the future. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening, and please feel free to reach out to me at any time at lisa.guit@candatas.com.